In today's digital age, social media has woven itself deeply into our daily lives. While it offers connection and information, it can also become a source of distraction, anxiety, and addiction. To overcome this challenge, we can turn to the wisdom of one of history's greatest thinkers, Aristotle. His timeless teachings about virtue, moderation, and self-mastery offer profound guidance to help us regain control over our social media habits and live more balanced, fulfilling lives. Let's explore 20 lessons inspired by Aristotle's philosophy to help you overcome social media addiction and unlock your true potential. Lesson 1. Understand the nature of addiction. Aristotle teaches that self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. Social media addiction is a habit that subtly hijacks our rational thinking by feeding on impulses and emotional cravings. We often find ourselves mindlessly scrolling or constantly seeking approval through likes and comments, which can feel uncontrollable. Recognizing that this behavior is a learned habit, not an inherent flaw, empowers us to take back control. When we understand the nature of this addiction, that it's a compulsion driven by dopamine hits and social validation, we can begin to consciously interrupt it. This awareness acts like the first step in a journey, shining light on a problem that otherwise operates in the shadows. The more clearly we see this, the more power we gain to choose different behaviors. Lesson 2. Practice the golden mean. Balance is key. Aristotle's concept of the golden mean teaches us to seek balance and avoid extremes. In the context of social media, this means steering clear of both excessive use and complete disconnection. Overindulgence in social media often leads to wasted time, decreased attention span, and increased anxiety. On the other hand, total avoidance may cause us to miss out on valuable connections and information. The virtuous middle ground is mindful engagement, using social media with clear intention and limits. This might mean setting daily time caps, focusing on quality interactions, or designating specific times to check feeds. Striving for this balance nurtures our mental well-being, allowing social media to be a tool that supports rather than controls us. Lesson 3. Cultivate self-control, enkrateia. Enkrateia, or self-control, is crucial for overcoming addictive behaviors. Aristotle viewed self-control as the ability to govern one's impulses in favor of reasoned decisions. Social media platforms are designed to exploit our impulses, offering endless streams of notifications, updates, and instant gratification. To counter this, we must intentionally develop habits that reinforce discipline. Turning off non-essential notifications, scheduling phone-free periods during the day, and setting clear goals for social media use. Practicing self-control is like strengthening a muscle. It requires repetition and patience. Over time, these small acts of restraint build a foundation of freedom from compulsive behavior, allowing us to direct our energy toward meaningful, goal-driven activities. Lesson 4. Aim for eudaimonia, true flourishing. Eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or living well, is Aristotle's vision of the highest human good. Social media addiction can distract us from this pursuit by drawing attention towards superficial validation and passive consumption. Flourishing means engaging in activities that foster personal growth, creativity, and genuine human connection. By aligning social media use with these deeper values, such as learning new skills, connecting authentically, or supporting causes we care about, we transform it from a source of distraction to a tool for enrichment. Ultimately, focusing on eudaimonia shifts our relationship with social media from mindless habit to purposeful action that contributes to our overall well-being. Lesson 5. Develop practical wisdom, phronesis. Phronesis, or practical wisdom, enables us to make sound decisions tailored to our life circumstances. Overcoming social media addiction requires this kind of wisdom to discern when usage is beneficial and when it becomes harmful. Developing phronesis involves reflecting on our behaviors and their consequences. Are we using social media to procrastinate? Does it uplift or drain us? Are we investing our time in ways aligned with our goals? By cultivating this reflective awareness, we can set personal boundaries and make intentional choices. For example, deciding to check social media only after completing a work task helps us reclaim focus. This ongoing practice of reflection and adjustment deepens our ability to govern ourselves wisely. Lesson 6. Embrace habit formation for good. Aristotle believed that virtues are formed through habits, and the same applies to overcoming social media addiction. We can't just will ourselves to stop. Instead, we must replace harmful habits with positive ones. This means consciously creating new routines, like reading a book, exercising, or engaging in face-to-face conversations whenever the urge to check social media arises. Over time, these new habits become automatic and reshape our daily rhythms. The key is consistency. Repeated practice strengthens virtuous behavior, gradually weakening the hold of addiction. Remember, small deliberate actions compound, helping us build a life where social media supports rather than sabotages our goals. Lesson 7. Focus on purposeful living. Aristotle taught that living with purpose is essential to fulfillment. Social media often pulls us into distractions that fragment our attention and waste our time. To break free, we must reconnect with our core purpose, whether it's career growth, family, creativity, or personal development, and use social media intentionally in service of that purpose. This might mean following inspiring accounts, joining supportive communities, or sharing content aligned with our values. Purpose acts like a compass, guiding our choices and helping us avoid aimless scrolling. When we align our digital habits with meaningful goals, social media becomes a tool for growth instead of a time drain. Lesson 8. Practice mindfulness and presence. Aristotle emphasized living fully in the present moment. Social media addiction often causes us to live distracted lives, constantly checking feeds instead of being present with ourselves and others. Mindfulness, awareness of thoughts, emotions, and surroundings without judgment, helps us break this cycle. By cultivating mindfulness, we can catch ourselves before falling into compulsive scrolling and instead redirect attention to what truly matters. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or simply pausing before unlocking your phone can build this awareness. Presence deepens our appreciation of life's moments and strengthens our ability to choose habits that nourish rather than diminish us. Lesson 9. Balance rationality and emotion. According to Aristotle, the rational part of the soul should guide our emotions, not be ruled by them. Social media often triggers emotional reactions, jealousy, envy, fear of missing out, that drive addictive behaviors. Learning to balance rational thought with emotional responses is crucial. When we feel compelled to check notifications out of anxiety or boredom, we can pause and ask, is this helpful or harmful? Developing this inner dialogue allows us to make choices grounded in reason rather than impulse. Over time, this strengthens emotional resilience and frees us from being controlled by fleeting feelings, helping us regain mastery over our digital habits. Lesson 10. Seek virtuous friendships and communities. Aristotle considered friendship essential to a good life, especially friendships grounded in virtue, those that encourage honesty, growth, and mutual support. Social media can either foster shallow connections or be a platform for genuine relationships. To overcome addiction, prioritize building and maintaining virtuous friendships both online and offline. Engage with communities that uplift, challenge, and inspire you, rather than those that promote comparison or negativity. Surrounding yourself with people who share your values strengthens your commitment to healthier habits and provides accountability. In these relationships, social media can become a space for encouragement rather than a trap for distraction. Lesson 11. Cultivate self-discipline. Aristotle highlighted self-discipline, sophrosyne, as a key virtue for living well. Overcoming social media addiction demands self-control, especially when faced with constant notifications and tempting content. Self-discipline isn't about harsh restriction, but about choosing what serves your long-term good over short-term gratification. Setting limits on usage, like scheduled social media breaks or using apps that track screen time, builds this muscle. The more you practice saying no to impulsive checking, the stronger your willpower becomes. Over time, self-discipline nurtures freedom, allowing you to use social media mindfully rather than being enslaved by it. Lesson 12. Understand the golden mean. Aristotle's doctrine of the golden mean teaches that virtue lies between extremes. Applied to social media, this means neither total abstinence nor mindless overuse is ideal. Instead, aim for balanced engagement, where social media is a helpful tool, not a controlling force. This balanced use looks different for everyone, depending on life circumstances, goals, and personality. Reflection helps you identify your personal mean. How much time and attention on social media supports your well-being and purpose? Lesson 13. Prioritize real-world experiences. Aristotle valued experiential knowledge gained through direct interaction with the world. Social media can sometimes pull us into a virtual bubble, reducing our connection with reality. To counteract addiction, intentionally prioritize activities that engage your senses and foster genuine experiences. Nature walks, hobbies, face-to-face conversations. These moments enrich your understanding of life and cultivate joy beyond digital affirmation. By immersing yourself in real-world experiences, you create a healthier balance and lessen the allure of virtual distraction. Lesson 14. Reflect on your digital habits. Reflection was central to Aristotle's philosophy. Regularly evaluating your social media use helps identify patterns, triggers, and emotional responses behind addiction. Journaling, meditation, or simply setting aside quiet time to think can reveal insights about why you turn to social media, stress relief, boredom, loneliness, and how it affects your life. This self-awareness is the first step toward change. When you understand your habits deeply, you gain power to redesign them intentionally, replacing compulsive behaviors with actions aligned with your values and goals. Lesson 15. Cultivate patience and long-term thinking. Aristotle emphasized that virtue is developed gradually over time. Overcoming social media addiction is not about instant success, but steady progress. Patience allows you to weather setbacks without losing motivation. Think in terms of long-term benefits, greater focus, improved relationships, enhanced mental health, rather than short-term discomfort. Celebrate small wins like reduced screen time or increased presence with loved ones. This mindset fosters resilience and encourages sustainable change. Remember, transformation is a journey, not a quick fix. Lesson 16. Build supportive communities. Aristotle believed that humans are social beings, flourishing within a community. Overcoming social media addiction can feel isolating if you try it alone. Building a support system, friends, family, or groups with similar goals, provides encouragement and accountability. Sharing struggles and successes with others creates connection and reminds you that change is possible. Social media's addictive nature often thrives on loneliness, so cultivating real-life communities strengthens your resolve and fulfills the innate human need for belonging in healthier ways. Lesson 17. Practice mindfulness. Daily. Mindfulness, though not explicitly named by Aristotle, aligns with his teachings on conscious living and rational awareness. Being fully present in each moment reduces automatic, habitual social media scrolling. Mindfulness practices, such as deep breathing, focused attention, or mindful walking, help you notice urges without immediately acting on them. This pause creates space for thoughtful choice instead of reactive behavior. With regular practice, mindfulness builds your ability to observe your impulses and redirect your energy toward meaningful activities rather than digital distractions. Lesson 18. Reclaim your time. Aristotle valued time as a precious resource for cultivating virtue and happiness. Social media addiction steals this time, often unnoticed. Reclaiming your time means intentionally allocating hours to pursuits that develop your character and well-being, reading, exercising, creating art, or learning new skills. Scheduling and protecting these time blocks safeguards your growth. Recognize that every minute spent mindlessly online is a minute lost from your potential. By valuing your time as Aristotle did, you create a foundation for a purposeful, fulfilling life beyond screens. Lesson 19. Develop intellectual virtue. For Aristotle, intellectual virtues like wisdom and practical judgment, phronesis, were essential to a good life. Overcoming addiction involves sharpening these virtues by critically assessing your media consumption. Ask, is this content enriching or empty? Does it align with my values and goals? Developing intellectual virtue means becoming discerning about what you engage with, resisting sensationalism, and choosing information that educates and uplifts. This selective consumption strengthens your mind and frees you from the trap of endless scrolling and superficial distraction. Lesson 20. Commit to lifelong growth. Finally, Aristotle saw human flourishing as an ongoing, lifelong process. Overcoming social media addiction is not a one-time event, but a continuous effort to grow and improve. Embrace this journey with openness, humility, and self-compassion. Set new goals as old habits fade, and keep refining your digital habits in alignment with your evolving life purpose. This commitment to lifelong growth mirrors Aristotle's ideal of eudaimonia, a flourishing life marked by virtue, wisdom, and meaningful action. Just as Aristotle taught the value of balance and purposeful living, we too can reclaim our time and attention by applying his wisdom in the modern world. By practicing self-mastery and living with intention, we can break free from the grip of social media and focus on what truly matters. The path to a more fulfilling life is within reach, one virtuous choice at a time.